Welcome, everybody, here to a beautiful Thursday night edition here of the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux here in Pineville, Louisiana. Different coach here, but, of course, we got Coach Weatherford is going to be filling in for Coach Cook here tonight. We're getting ready. This is a playoff edition, Coach. This is going to be a fun night. Big night planned tomorrow night with the playoff game. Before we get into L.W. Higgins, and we're going to talk about them a little bit later on, let's kind of talk a little bit about last Thursday's game. A week from tonight, we went down to Dry Prom, played the Grant Cougars, and Tioga seemed to have their way pretty right off the start against a good Grant ball club.
Right, we really did, and we came out pretty strong. That's one thing, we really on a short week. I'm pretty happy that we came out as strong as we did.
Absolutely.
On these short weeks, you can kind of get lost sometimes.
Absolutely. Again, Tioga comes in there, and Malone had a 3-yard rushing touchdown to start off the scoring for our Tioga Indians. And then Malone to Lloyd for an 8-yard touchdown pass, a 21-yard pass from Case to Christian Isles, which was our Southern Air cool play of the game. Beautiful pass, beautiful separation by Christian Isle. I call that sophomore connection right there because those two are really starting to kind of pan things out. And when Christian Isles is in the game, he always makes big plays. So
Absolutely.
love seeing that young man get into the ball game. Then Kenny Ponche comes in and scores a touchdown. Then Case again throws a beautiful pass to Josh Lloyd for a touchdown. Case kept one for himself, marched into the end zone, and then to finish out the scoring for Tioga, Case to Josh Lloyd yet again. Josh Lloyd had 3 touchdowns, and it was a big, big pickup coming in, kind of replacing Jacorian Norris with Jacorian being out of that ball game. Josh Lloyd really, really stepped up and showed everybody why that we're very proud of that 1-2 punch with him and Jacorian.
Absolutely, and like you said, he really stepped up, and really it's one of those things he didn't really necessarily have to step up because he's always going to be that explosive player. He just had an opportunity to show it last Thursday.
Yeah.
And like you said, even having Case out there with Christian Isles, and we call Christian Angel Hands because he almost catches everything.
I called him that the other. Coach Mooter gave me a little piece of paper at that Grant game, and that's what he said. Angel Hands.
Angel Hands. He just seems you throw it at him, he'll end up with it somehow. But going back to Josh, he's like I said, he's just one of those explosive players. You just want to give him the ball at any point. And, we've been blessed this year to even when Jacorian was there, just get him the ball, and he makes something happen.
Absolutely. And we've had that mentality pretty much all season, Coach, where, if someone out, Travis, gets hurt, he misses a game or so, Kenny Ponche steps right in there without missing a beat, just scores touchdowns, does the exact same thing and that bodes well to your offensive line.
Absolutely.
And I'm telling you, they do a lot of the dirty work. They don't get a lot of the recognition.
Right.
But we appreciate that entire offensive line. That crew has done a phenomenal job all year. We've set the tone early on in each game with the running game and has opened it up with the passing game as well. And we've let Case Malone really mature into that quarterback position, and he's done a phenomenal job.
Absolutely.
I don't consider him a game manager, because normally that's kind of a negative connotation, saying, he just manages the game, you don't mess it. No, but when we needed him, like in that Franklin Parish game, Case came in, took it on himself, marched down the field, and led us to the victory against that really good Franklin Parish team. He's been able to do exactly what we needed. We've not needed him to throw it down the field as often for the most part this season. We've been able to win a lot of ball games with the running game.
Absolutely, and to bring up Case again, I'm really excited for the next 2 years with Case.
Yes,
because he's as a sophomore, he's doing these great things now, and it's only going to get better.
Yeah.
Even with as far as passing, I'm sure he got some confidence this last game, and I'm looking forward to the next weeks and the next couple of years.
Yeah, well, of course, anybody that knows that plays Red River football, I think Case had is the all-time leader in passing yards at Red River, and that's been a lot of really good quarterbacks come through that, especially the ones that have records here at Tioga with Logan Dubois, Blake McGehee, and all those young men that played all these things. So it's high praise. Of course, we know he can throw the ball down the field, but we don't necessarily need him to. But this week against Grant, we were able to do that. We were able to mix it in, and Josh Lloyd just happened to be a lot of the recipient this week. So we appreciate him. Of course, like I said, our Southern Air cool play of the game was that pass from Case to Christian Isles. Now, I kind of, Chuck and I had to kind of go back and forth who we thought was going to be our Quebedeaux Player of the Week, and we announced that Sunday night at our Coach Speak 2-hour playoff, and that was Elliot Frugier had a monster game in the backfield. He was just creating all kind of havoc for Grant's offensive line.
Yep. Yeah, he's one, obviously I focus more on offensive side, but just watching during practice and during games, watching Elliot work, he's just one of those, just another one of those special talents that we have. Again, we've been pretty blessed with it. But yeah, especially last week against Grant, he was probably a good X factor for our defense.
Absolutely. Him, Jaden Padgett had a great night. Brody Goodo had a great night. A.J. Adams always has a good night.
Yep.
Preston Ivy came in there when we needed him to go. Look, I mean, you can call a lot of them young guys' names. They just seem to always be in the right spot at the right time, and that goes to coaching, of course. I know you help with the offensive line as well, and so the the battles that happen all the time, and we don't really get to see. It's hard for us as me as a play-by-play guy to find out who's doing the best blocking, because it's the seam is there. But then a lot of times they're at the bottom of the pile.
Exactly.
And you can't see numbers.
Which is sometimes a good thing as an offensive line. It's that sometimes you don't necessarily need the credit. So it's like again going back to the offensive line, and we really. I would give all the credit to Coach Book. I help out. I kind of joke with him like you're the guy.
Yeah.
I'm kind of there. I'm holding the pads. But no, he's done a great job with those guys, and we have 3 seniors on there, so we got some big shoes to fill next year.
Well, Coach Book, it's fun to watch from upstairs
absolutely.
On that sideline. But this last week, great. He came upstairs last week, but the rest of the season. He's been on the field, and when I tell you he is a fireball down there, and he almost got thrown out a couple weeks ago. He got right in on the official, buddy.
Yeah, he's electric. I'll leave it at that. He can be exciting.
Yeah, we'll say Spitfire.
There you
Coach
go.
Book.
That's a good
You're
one.
a
Spitfire.
Yeah, but again, that goes well. He's the offensive, line coach with you.
Yep.
And then you've got Coach Mooter on the defensive coordinator, and of course he's a fireball himself upstairs. We always have to make sure that we're not too close to Coach Mooter because, of course, everything goes around. He's got tunnel vision when he gets into it, buddy, and I love watching that. I love that passion that they have. And but going back to the offense again, Kenny Ponche and Travis had a great night. Travis Adams had a good night. Christian Niles. It's and then we had Preston Ivy come in to take that little tight end spot, which was great. And he's now from what I'm hearing, Ryan Reeves, Coach Cook told us Sunday night that Ryan Reeves was cleared to play, so that's going to even open up even more for the Tioga offense.
He got cleared, and all week he's been practicing. Obviously, Preston Ivy, I got to give him a shout out. He came in for the last 2 weeks and really has done a great job.
Oh yeah.
We weren't really asking him to go everywhere, but hey, this is your job, and he really executed very well.
It confused us at first because, of course, nobody told us, and then I know what they all look like, but he comes in with a number change, and I'm like, hold up now, and then 2 and 2 went together there as my parents walk into the thing. See how my dad's trying to distract me and trying to keep me, but it's all good. My daughter and my mom and dad are here as well. But this is a Thursday night playoff edition here of the Reservation Roundup. We're here with Coach Weatherford. I am Billy French, your play-by-play guy for your Tioga Indians. And Chuck's trying to give me some charades while he's eating. If you see this right in front of me, this is your chicken cracklings, boys and girls, that you only get right here at Quebedeaux. It looks delicious. It tastes delicious. Got to come try it out here. Remember, when we do have our show here every Thursday night, they have a special menu for Tioga fans, and you cannot get it any cheaper than what you get it here, and the food is absolutely perfect, and they do such a great job here. So a big win last Thursday night. Tioga finishes the regular season, Coach, 8-2, and and of course Coach Cook has told me this countless times, if they would have told you, hey, we're going to be 8-2 before the season kicks off, you'll sign me up for that. That's
100%. Yeah, I'll take that.
Had a great season. We have exceeded expectations because the 2 games that we lost are against number 1 teams.
Yeah.
The 2 teams that beat us, Neville and Gina. Neville's only got 1 loss, and that's to a really good Ruston team at the beginning of the year. Gina is undefeated. I still don't think anybody's going to beat Gina.
That's a tough team.
I said that at the beginning. If we don't beat them, there ain't nobody going to beat them, and it's going to be tough to beat that team in the playoffs. So, had a great year. We beat a very good Peabody. That game was so much fun.
That was.
I wonder
it was
how
exciting.
it was as a coach.
Had to give me a heart attack, but it was a very exciting game. Obviously, you probably as a coach, well, it shouldn't be this close. It shouldn't be, but things happen.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, it was just a good high school football game, and the crowd obviously had a great show.
Yeah. Well, of course, you don't like the well, at least I don't, as a play-by-play guys. I don't in the moment. I don't like the closeness of the score.
Yeah.
But as weeks later, when you look back at it, you're like, you know what? That's what made the whole atmosphere. That's what made the excitement. It was just a battle back and forth, as they always say, the old slobber knocker.
Exactly.
Back and forth between Peabody and Tioga. That was such a fun matchup. And now, we get ready for this playoff push, and Tioga's in a very, very good position in the playoffs. And we're going to talk about that. So we're going to come back. We're going to take our first break of the night. Omaha. Oh, yes. Look, go ahead. We're going to go ahead and pull that up. Here we go. I'm going to let you hear it while we go. They're in throwing. And Case is going to throw it deep. He's got a man wide open. That's Christian Isles. Touchdown. Great separation right there by Christian Isles into the end zone, and that was our Southern Air cool play of the game. And we appreciate him. I don't know if Chuck, if you have the Elliot Fruget's the Quebedeaux Player of the Week, he might have that graphic as well for us. Giving our Player of the Week a little love, Mr. Elliot Fruget, who had a heck of a game. I know he had almost like 13 tackles, a couple sacks. Did this. A young man just had a night in dry prong, and so it's always fun when a defensive player. But when we come back, we'll show that here. So we're going to take our first break of the night. We're here with Coach Weatherford. We're going to talk a little bit about the L.W. Higgins matchup here in playoffs in Week 1 here. So this is the Quebedeaux Cajun Cafe. This is a reservation roundup with not Coach Cook, but Coach Weatherford. He's got better hair than Coach Cook.
That's right.
But we'll be right back after this break.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone. Day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And welcome everybody here to a playoff edition of Reservation Roundup here at Quebedeaux. I'm probably going to cough here in a minute. I had some cracklings and they were fantastic, but they went down the wrong way right beforehand. Food out here at Quebedeaux is phenomenal. Please come out and support the local businesses. And Coach L.W. Higgins, look, we're going to have a little issue here. L.W. Higgins comes in at 3-7, Coach. 0-3. Coach Weatherford's with us here tonight. Coach Cook will be here a little bit later on. But they're 3-7, playing a pretty tough that New Orleans area district. Tell us a little bit about what y'all see coming from, from that team, especially like offensively and defensively.
Well, like you said, I mean, they play in a very tough district. So, I mean, their record probably, looking from the outside, say, oh, well, they're just 3 wins. But it's probably, you have to understand that district. They play some great teams. And, they're very similar, I would say, offensively to us. Hopefully it's something, like I said, this is playoffs, so we're 0-0 right now.
Absolutely.
Anything can happen.
They open up the season against Kennedy, lose to them 42-0. Play LCA, lose to them 22-12. West Jefferson, they beat them 40-12. Sophie B. Wright, they win there 14-13. East Jefferson, 25-14. They lost there. Landry Walker beats them. Bell Chase shuts them out. Archbishop Shaw beats them, and then they finish the final game of the regular season against Abramson and beats him. So they come out with the last game of the year with a W coming into this to make the playoffs. Chances are they lose that last game. They might not even make the playoffs.
Right.
So the Hurricanes come in, and from what I saw, Coach, the tape that I got to watch, and I got to watch a lot more tape on this team than we had on anybody else. Very similar offense to what we run. A lot of spread, quarterback, in the shotgun. And I apologize that back home I'm trying to get through this, but a lot of man in motion, and very similar to what this Tioga team does.
Right. And the good thing about that is that our defense sees that 3 times a week. So it's actually, it's been, I mean, I won't speak for Coach Mutter, but I think, it hasn't been a brain crunch as far as what, we think we know what they're going to do.
Right.
And I think, like I said, with the spread offense and movements, I mean, that's something that they've seen.
Absolutely. So, and again, the videos that I got to watch, very similar to what we do with Josh and Ja'Cory, and of course, put them in motion. Even a little quick handoff or just a little quick pass out to the little bubble out, and let the skill players do the work. And again, nothing that I saw that we haven't been able to do all season. I did see we're a little bigger in size, a little bit more speed. Then of course they got a sophomore quarterback that's not afraid to throw it, a little taller than what we have. But I'm telling you, with our defensive line, the way that they get such a push into the backfield, it disrupts any type of a passing game, and especially with the way Elliott's done, and of course Jaden and Brody and AJ and the entire crew. They've done such a good job of creating havoc on a quarterback that it kind of muffles up any type of offense that you go.
And, speaking on that, obviously, I got to give a shout out to Coach Thompson. He's done a great job with our defensive line. And having those 4 guys that you can rush without having to send your linebackers every single play, that's a blessing. Because like you said, Elliott and Caleb, they can sit back and they can make plays happen. They can go make plays. They don't have to go disrupt them.
Yeah, so, I hadn't even called Caleb's name. I didn't even mention Caleb or Gunnar Delaney, who just happened to walk in the game, one of the senior captains. I mean, it's nice when you have that many young guys, I say young men, that can they produce on a night-to-night basis.
Absolutely. It's like I said, we've been very blessed. And, like I said, even from an offensive line standpoint, having the control, I mean, just from my experience, that linemen are the unsung heroes.
Yes.
So having that control of that spot, it frees up everything else. The quarterback can't throw the ball if he has no time to throw it. And the running back can't find a gap. There's no gap to go.
The 2 losses that we've had all season long, it's been exactly that. It's been bigger fronts that's really pushed back our offensive line, and it created havoc with Case being able to not having time to throw it, not having time for separation from the receivers, and again, a good push by a good defensive line, it disrupts everything. It disrupts everything, and Tioga has been able to do that pretty much the entire season. So this LW Higgins, this is not a team that Tioga, I don't believe we've ever played them before.
I don't think so.
And they are from the New Orleans area. So they're in that Landry Walker, East Jefferson, that district down there. 0-3 in district play, 3-7 overall. But like you said, Coach, when you get into playoffs, none of that matters. Just win this game. It used to be the 1 versus 32. Now it's the 9 versus 24, which we're the 10 seed, so we're going to be playing the 23rd seed, Pineville. Our little buddies over there right down the street there are that 24 seed, and they're playing the Karen Crow. Which, so of course that's going to be a trip for them all the way down here. We're blessed to have that home game tomorrow night. It will be a rainy night from what I'm hearing. It's supposed to get
I hope
down and dirty.
most of it comes in the morning, and I hope by the time game time, I hope it's not as bad.
Well,
it brings me bad memories of last
year.
Last year,
That first round of the playoffs, it seemed like it wants to rain every year.
It's destined for it.
Yeah, of course, last year was Captain Shreve that we played in that first round and did not get the W. But, of course, this year, Tioga, man, I'm telling you, I've been so impressed by this entire team. We've got such great leadership from this senior class and a lot of sophomores and juniors that are also big leaders. When you have that leader at quarterback with Case Malone, the sophomore quarterback, then you've got Travis Adams, and then right behind him is Kenny Ponche, who's a sophomore. Mm-hmm. You have Jacorian and Josh and Curvin and all those guys, and then you've got Christian Isles out there, Ryan Reeves. It's so nice to have the talent that this Tioga team has, and it starts from the bottom with junior high, Red River football, then junior high, and a lot of these guys have played together for 10 years.
Really, yeah. They're like you just said. I mean, these guys basically have grown up playing football together. So I mean, we're not a bunch of, hey, we came in from different schools and we all met up here. We all know each other.
These feeder schools are so important and so important. And with the great relationship that Coach Kevin Cook has with Coach Racine at the junior high, that way when these 8th graders, and of course a little bit shout out to the junior high, 3-time back-to-back district champions at the junior high, but the same terminology that you guys use, they put a lot of that into the junior high. So when these freshmen come up, become freshmen from the 8th grade year, it's not a huge, terminology change, or it's not overwhelming on these young men. And they come in and look at our sophomore class, how many's playing right now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I mean, just like you mentioned, I mean, they come in, it makes it easy on us. It makes us look good just because, hey, look at these guys. This is what we did. But no, it's definitely from the bottom to the top. I guess I'll just reference us to the top. But, like I said, going from Red River to junior high, we try to keep it the same terminology, at least so it's not completely mind-blowing when you come in. Now, obviously, every step up, we'll probably add some more wrinkles and things like that. But, it's been a blessing to be back here.
Absolutely. And, of course, a lot of schools where they don't play freshmen at all. Mm-hmm. We've got a phenomenal freshman kicker that's having a pretty good year. He's had ups and downs.
Right.
That's what you're going to be as a kicker, but came in clutch when he needed to. And that Peabody game won the ball game for us with that extra point. And it's, again, you have so much younger guys. I'm telling you, as the play-by-play guy, I'm super excited to be the voice of Tioga football because I see how good we're going to be for the next couple of years. And as Coach Kevin Cook walks in, and we appreciate him for look. I told him he didn't even have to come. I knew he's having some stuff going on personal tonight, but we appreciate him coming in. So, but again, I don't know if we have it or not, but do we have that Quebedeaux Player of the Week graphic here? That's our buddy Elliot Fruge getting a little love here. So Quebedeaux does it at the end of the season here. Once everything's over and done, we're going to have a banquet, and all of our Quebedeaux Player of the Weeks, all of them are going to be invited to come in for this big banquet, and then we're going to pick a Player of the Year for each team, and then a Player of the Year overall from all 5 of our broadcasts. And we're going to have a little banquet right here at Quebedeaux here. They do such a great job. We appreciate them for allowing us to come in. They got special menu for the Tioga people. And again, if you haven't come, you get to experience it. It's super, super great food.
Absolutely.
At a great price here. You're not having to break the bank to bring the family out here. And that's going to be every Thursday night during football season. We'll be here as long as Tioga's rolling. We'll be here. I hope to be here every Thursday night all the way to the Dome, buddy.
Let's do it.
So we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk to Coach Kevin Cook and go over a few more things. And then we're going to have some players come in here, and we're going to talk to some Tioga Indian players here getting ready for this playoff here. This is the Reservation Roundup right here live at Quebedeaux in Pineville. We'll be right back.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, Apparel and Promotions in Pineville.
For a lifetime of the best possible vision, look to Wallace Eye Associates, where our tradition of eye care excellence in Cenla spans nearly 40 years. From your next family eye exam to cataract and glaucoma evaluations, trust your vision to the experienced eye professionals at Wallace Eye Associates. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
Appliance Parts Company in Alexandria has all your major appliance parts needs. We sell parts to all major appliances as well as new appliances, including window units, chest, and upright freezers. Appliance Parts originally opened its doors on Lee Street in 1972, and we're now open at a new location on Memorial Drive to serve you better. Stop by, say hey to our crew, and check out our awesome holiday gifts. Appliance Parts, 2208 Memorial Drive in Alexandria next to Target. Open Monday through Friday, 8 to 5, and Saturday from 9 till 12.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Reservation Roundup here live at Quebedeaux on a Thursday night with Coach Kevin Cook is here. He made his appearance. Look, he's having some stuff. He's had a day. So we appreciate him from even taking out of his busy schedule to even be able to make this tonight. We appreciate you, Coach, because we know exactly what you got going on. And not to mention, you got a football game to get ready for tomorrow as well.
Actually going to have a football game on top of everything else that's happening. So,
well, we talked already a little bit about Grant, and of course, Coach Weatherford was awesome with us.
Thank you, Coach.
Yes, we appreciate him for
I
coming.
want to say
in.
thank you to Coach's wife, Miss Page, for letting him letting him do this tonight. They got a beautiful little family. Had to drag all them out, and I appreciate that.
I saw that. Of course, I have the grandson that's about the exact same age, and Coach Weatherford and I were talking about. How I said, well, you get to sleep in the morning. He's like, no, that's not going to happen. That's not going to happen.
Not when people that height are living in your house.
Yeah. But so we talked a little bit about Grant. Of course, last week, Tyler coming in with a good game plan and winning that ball game. Then we shifted over to L.W. Higgins, the Hurricanes out of New Orleans. And I was telling him the video, I got to see a lot more video on this team. Of course, Max Preps, they posted everything on there. So I was able to see a lot of that. Very similar from what I was looking at, and of course you know way more than I do, but very similar to what we run. A lot of the same formations that we have. You see the man in motion, and they throw it to that kind of their skilled players. And even Coach Weatherford said it. He said, because it's so similar, it's not a big adjustment because our defense sees that every day in practice.
Yeah, and so I think what you're going to see from both teams is, everybody is going to be at their best. We have a very similar style of offenses, so both defenses have seen it all year, and from spring camp to summer to fall camp to the season, and so it'll be interesting to see how each coordinator defends and attacks, right? Because we do have so many similarities.
And of course, having Ryan Reeves come back this week, which I know you told us Sunday night at Coach Speak that Ryan was released. You know, that, of course, we love Brian Reeves has done a great job for us all season.
Man.
That even just
Absolutely.
adds an extra weapon to what we have. And then Josh had an amazing night last Thursday night against Grant.
Yes.
He was able to kind of take over and, you know, 3 touchdowns from him. Case was able to feed him pretty much all night. And then between Travis Adams and Kenny Ponche running the ball, you know, things are looking good right now for this Tioga Indians.
Well, we felt like that everything was hitting on all 8 cylinders, you know, last week, and we were, you know, blessed with that. And, you know, that's what it takes this time of year. You got to be hot at the right time.
Right.
And, you know, I feel like we're kind of hitting a stride there and was able to be pretty diversified in our play calling on both sides of the football. And, you know, that's what you need. You know, you have to be able to do that to win big ball games in week 11 and 12 and 13 and so forth.
Well, you know, L.W. Higgins comes in at 3-7 overall on the season, 0-3 in their district play, but that's that really tough down south, and of course they all like share a field, and so you see that. But like Coach Weatherford said, you know, once playoff gets here, all that goes out the door. You just want to make sure, and of course they win their last ball game 24-12 against Abramson, so they're coming off of a W as well, just like we are, and. Again, out the door records doesn't mean a thing here. This is, you know, win or go home type of matchup. This is what, you know, again, you play all season long. You play your schedule. You try to win all the games that you could possibly win to get that higher seed. Not necessarily for an easier game, just a better matchup for what you have. And, of course, you want that home game.
Well, you're playing for the home game, you know, because you never know what's going to happen. I've seen many years where Warren Easton was at the bottom of the bracket, and they would go in and wreck shop all the way through the semifinals.
Absolutely.
And so the bracket doesn't really mean anything. And it's very difficult to assess, you know, a New Orleans team because, you know, they're in that pocket of New Orleans teams. And it's kind of like I tell people, well, if you're at football practice at LSU, 6'5" seems to be like the average height of people.
Yeah.
You know? And it seems like, well, everybody in the world runs a 4.3, evidently, because everybody out here runs it, so everybody looks the same speed. But they're not.
Right.
They're special. And so, you know, when you watch film with a team like Higgins and they're playing, you know, LCA and they only lose by 10 points, and they're playing West Jeff and they're playing East Jeff, and you know, East Jeff with the tradition that they have, they lose by 11 points. You know, you're looking at some very special football.
Right.
And it's very difficult to put that into comprehension. You know, when you look at that bracket, you've got a team down there at 3-6 actually, one of the Catholic League teams. They're liable to win 3 or 4 playoff games.
Yeah.
So, you know, because you look at who they lost to and how they lost, and they barely lost. And so, you know, it's about matchups when it comes this time of year. And there's always some teams at the bottom that wreck everything. And, you know, we've experienced that at Toga High School. You know, we finished at the top and got into that second round and drew Warren Easton, who finished at the bottom.
Right. And we had to go to Warren Easton.
And had to go to Warren Easton.
Yeah.
And so, you know, it'll be it's a very evenly matched game, all things considered. And like I said, they're a very talented football team, very diversified in their run-pass game. Very super athletic quarterback, maybe one of the more athletic quarterbacks we faced this season. And
Christian Bradley is that young man.
Yes, with his feet. So, you know, taking care of all of those elements. And then, you know, to be quite frank with you, they're a lot bigger than we are at every single position on the field. Their linemen are much heavier than our linemen on both sides of the football. All their skilled people are much larger than us at every skilled position. And so we've got quite a task ahead of us on Friday.
Well, I know that the Tioga coaches and you have, of course, you know what to expect. We always come in there with a phenomenal game plan, and we adjust accordingly as what the coaching staff that you've surrounded yourself with. You've told me countless times, you're only as good as who you bring in to coach for you.
That's exactly right.
What you said the other night, I'm just there to call timeouts at the right time.
But I call them the best I can. 100% loud. I make the hand signal and everything. You know, I try to do it both verbally and visually, just in case.
You're going to do it with flair, huh?
That's right. That's right. I'm a red flag away from being paid millions of dollars in the NFL. That's what
I'm talking about. Nobody trying to take him, though.
Let's get that paycheck written out right now.
But a big matchup tomorrow night at the reservation here. So come out, pack the house. I know it's supposed to be a little rainy. We're hoping that rain comes in a little early.
Yeah, I think the rain is supposed to be cleared out, and, you know, it's just going to be a lot cooler, which is a blessing.
Yep, that's football weather.
Yeah.
You know, even last week, you know, when we were at Grant, you know, it was a little bit cooler night. That's football. That's what you want to see. I mean, it's just close to Thanksgiving. We shouldn't be sweating like we're sweating 80 degrees on a Thursday afternoon, you know, but L.W. Higgins, big, and I don't think Tioga's ever played Higgins, as far as I know.
I don't have any personal experience with Higgins. You know, our experience has always been Easton and Carr out in New Orleans, and then one time with Brother Martin. So, you know, that's the only, you know, teams that really in my career that I've played, and so.
It's fun because a lot of these teams share a field, which, you know, we're blessed to have what we have here, and I'm sure that most coaches, every time they come up here and see our facilities, you know, they're kind of envious to have their own place, their own field house, all this stuff. And, of course, that's why a lot of these New Orleans teams play on Saturdays, because teams are already booked it for Friday nights, and they're having to play, you know, different here. And so, again, Tioga people, we're blessed. We are absolutely blessed to have all the great things that we have here. I talked a little bit about our Southern Air cool play of the game this week. Was that pass from Case Malone to Christian Isles, which was a great job of separation. It could have went very well to Josh. Josh had a great one later on in the game as well. But so we could go ahead and show that again if you wouldn't mind, Chuck. And I'll be quiet unless you hear the call on the call. Tioga is the shotgun. Two receivers each side. They're in throwing, and Case is going to throw it deep. He's got a man wide open. That's Christian Isles. Touchdown, Tioga. And that was a touchdown to Christian Isles, and that was our Southern Air cool play of the game for that week. And we gave a little love. Our Quebedeaux player of the week was none other than finally get some defensive guys. Elliot Frugier had a day.
Yeah.
Oh, my goodness, that young man had a night on Thursday night against Grant. He was just in the backfield every time. That poor quarterback for Grant had no chance with Elliott was back there.
Elliott's a great football player. He really understands, you know, the movements of the offense and how he's supposed to fit to that. You know, and so when his speed is up to par, like he's going to be in the right place every single time. Like he's just a very good natural instinct football player, and so we're happy to have him, and just a great kid to be around, to be honest with you.
Yeah, him, Jaden Paget had a great night. Brody, I called his name quite a bit, Brody Goodo, as well as A.J. Adams. Preston Ivy had a night. Of course, Preston being able to play both sides of the ball.
Yeah, Preston did a great job filling in for Ryan in his absence, and, you know, defense was nice enough to lend Preston to us, and so we appreciated that. But I thought he did a good job for the amount of reps he was able to practice it.
And you could tell he enjoyed hit. He likes to hit people, and that's what that position is. A lot of times, if you're, you know, of course, he wasn't going out to catch. Ryan Reeves will go out and catch a pass here and there, but Preston's not afraid to get a little dirty down there and hit them linebackers, and that's what you need in that tight end hybrid type of spot.
That's right.
And so appreciate them guys here. They got, of course, the offensive line made holes like crazy for the Travis and Kenny Ponche to run all night long against that Grant defense, and we're hoping that will be the exact same thing that happens against Higgins tomorrow night. So we're going to take another break. When we come back, we're going to talk to a few of the players here. We got a couple players that's eating right now, but then we'll come back and we'll finish up everything with Coach Kevin Cook. This is the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux Cajun Cafe here in Pineville. We'll be right back.
Our mobile banking app is changing the way we bank. Things are getting easier, transactions are getting safer, and you have access 24/7. All the functionality of banking you're used to, made easier to use, anywhere, anytime, and more secure than ever. Simple, seamless, safe. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
BK Distributors is proud to support high school athletics on 446 Sports. BK is the one-stop shop for trophies, banners, awards, letter jackets, and just about anything award-related. And now, welcome BK Apparel and BK Promotions to the family. For all your spirit apparel needs and anything you need to brand your business. When you think of anything you need with your name on it, think BK. Check them out on Facebook or at bkdistrib.com. BK Distributors, apparel and promotions in Pine.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
Time for our red, white, and cool summer event at Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Right now, you can save on a new energy saving system. No money down, 0% interest, and no payments till June 2024. Call Southern Air Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing or visit us online.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Reservation Roundup. Here I am, Billy French, your voice of Tioga football, along with some of your superstar players right here of your Tioga Indians. From my right to left, we got Mr. Cade Cook. Okay, we got Brody Goodow, we got Gunnar Delaney, and we have we just talked about Preston a little while. Preston right here, Mr. Ivy. And so, guys, real quick, we're going to start with Cade. We got a lot of really hard-hitting questions for you, buddy, because you, of course, this is Coach Kevin Cook's oldest son. You are a senior. Tell us what it's like living day to day with Coach Kevin Cook. No, look, you got to be honest, buddy. I know he's watching you right now, but I really want to hear.
There's a lot of pressure. He's looking right at me. I can guarantee, if you think it's fun, you're wrong. I know he does his best to be similar on the field as he is in the house because he considers his players to be something like his sons. Yeah. It's a very fatherhood-like thing,
Well, of course, you senior year coming in, of course, you get the injury right before it was during the scrimmage, wasn't it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, and of course, you're out the year, but I know, you're still showing up, being there, everything for Coach, of course, being the coach's kid. You got way better hair than your dad. I can tell you that right now.
Oh, it doesn't take much.
All right. Well, Brody is our junior. You're a junior this year. Of course, I've known Brody for years now. And tell us a little bit, man. Of course, you were there your freshman year. It wasn't the best season. It wasn't a bad season, but it wasn't the best season. And things have progressed every year that you've come on board here. Tell us what it's like to be the favorite and having a home playoff game week one.
Yeah, it's nice. We get home field advantage, so that's a big deal for us. All the fans coming out and supporting us. Just being at home and knowing, just, I really don't know what to say, just having a better time than traveling all the way, not know what you're going to get into, not know what kind of field you have. At least you got a nice field at home.
Absolutely. Preston Ivy at the end over here. Preston, of course, let's talk a little bit about you've been able, man, these last couple games, you've been playing both sides of the ball. Tell us a little bit being that little tight end utility. How nice is that, huh?
I'm the Rodriguez one.
Oh, look, did I just call you? I apologize. I broke down. Again, you're the one that does all the work on the offensive line. That's you're the one that carries the load.
The other ones,
I know, but of course, I apologize for that. Tell us, again, coming into this season here, of course, not getting a whole lot of credit. Of course, when you're an offensive lineman, you get blamed when we're not running the ball right.
The only time you get seen is when you mess up.
Right, absolutely. And so tell us again what it's like to have a home playoff game week 1 for you.
It's amazing. I mean, I think this is the first time we've had a great chance of winning one, and we've got the team behind it to do it. And to be honest, I think we could go 3rd round.
I like it. I like the confidence.
It's a good feeling.
Well, hey, Gunner, of course, this is Gunner Delaney. This is the senior captain of the team. So that's why I kept you last. So make sure everybody gets in here. But, of course, 4 years now, you've been rolling it. You know what to expect. You know this is going to be a big ball game for you guys. The 3-7 record that this team has doesn't mean a thing.
Yeah.
These New Orleans teams always seem to be kind of loaded. Tell us kind of what's your mindset this week. You're not having school tomorrow, but yet still got a big game tomorrow night.
Well, I know that if we don't come with the right mentality, like any other team, they can whoop our tails. So we got to treat them as if they're number 1 in the nation,
Right.
So we're just going to go out there and play our best, and whatever happens, happens.
That's all you can do. And Cade, again, coming into this ball game, of course, I know that with the injury, it's kind of derailed you. It's tough not being on the field, and I know you want to be out there.
Yeah.
But as a senior, you've got to come in and you got to be a leader off the field here. Tell us what kind of excitement around the city right now, of course, because everybody's going to be back in this Tioga team.
Yeah, so I know everybody's everybody's pumped up, man. I know we've got a good chance to go pretty far this year. We've got the power to do it. We just got to keep our minds right. Because if we get in the wrong mentality, I mean, it could really be over fast.
Well, it's got to be tough on you guys, too, because not having school, it kind of changes the rhythm up.
Yeah.
And it's got to be tough. Of course, normally you have that same rhythm. You go to school, you get out early, you go into the field outs, you get your warm-ups, you do all of that, and then you get to relax. You're going to have a little bit different mindset of what, you probably don't need to even be at the school until probably late afternoon. Is that right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And so, of course, it's going to change things. So you got to kind of keep everything as focused as you can, I'm sure. And, of course, tape-wise, is there anything with this Higgins team that you guys have seen? Now, when I looked at them, they look very similar to what our offense already runs, so it's something that y'all should be very familiar with. Is that right?
Yeah.
Anybody that wants to go ahead.
When we were looking at film, we put some teams together that we noticed they play similar to. Like, we noticed that they play similar formations like Peabody, and so we've already played Peabody, and now you know how that went.
Yeah.
So we kind of know what to expect a little bit, and we put together a plan that should work.
Well, Preston, being an offensive lineman mentality here, of course, I got my son played offensive line until his junior year, then he swapped over to defense, Coach Ivy there. And so, again, these are going to be some big boys on that defensive line,
yeah.
Which but of course you're a big guy yourself. So, is it more reps? Like on a game day? Do you take a little lighter on the warm-ups on nights like that?
No, I just go as normal as I can. And I mean, nobody from here to God willing the state championship. I mean, there's nobody that's better than the number 99 on Neville, and I did decently all right with that. I mean,
absolutely.
I haven't played. I've played the best of the best. I mean,
which is why I love that
nobody.
We play Neville every year. That's a good point right there. Being nobody. That when you play a team as good as that Neville team is, nothing surprises you. Especially Gina. Yeah. Even Gina had some.
Gina's always got big boys.
Two of them was like 330.
I mean, it don't matter how big you are. It's just it matters about technique, physicality, how actual good you are.
Yeah, and of course, Coach Book does a great job with you on the offensive line. Of course, y'all got Coach Thompson and Coach Ivy on you guys. Has there been any new things that the coaches kind of showed you on some technique here that's really improved your pass rush? This is mainly for you two here.
Oh, yeah. When Coach Thompson, he showed us a lot of how to get off the ball and look for the runs, really. And Coach Ivy brought a lot of pass rush skills to us. So we learned how to not shoot our hands, but get off and rip off. And it's been good. It's worked out a lot this season.
What about you, Gunnar? Same question here. Is there some techniques? Or I know you've been doing it for a long time here.
I know one move that we like to do is club and rip, and that's a very effective move that really all of us like to use. It gets the job done, and he's done a great job of teaching us a lot of different moves, but that's probably our favorite one right there.
Absolutely, and again, both offensive line has done a phenomenal job this year running the ball, of course, letting Kenny Ponche do everything, and the defense, as y'all have been, y'all are the reason that we've had so many turnovers with interceptions because you're getting so much pressure on the quarterback. So I appreciate you guys coming in. Cade, I can't wait to I wish we could have seen you on the field this year here, but I know I've got to watch you since 9 years now. Of course, you were the size of your brother over there when I first met you there, and of course you're coming in. You always have a positive attitude, man. We appreciate the and you can see it on your face. You always a team player here and one of the leaders, and we appreciate all that you've done here, even though it's the senior year with the injuries.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate it. So, guys, thank y'all so much. Yeah, there's Coach Perkins, of course, being the sound. So we're going to take our final break. We're going to come back. We're going to wrap everything up with Coach Kevin Cook here. This is the Reservation Roundup for your Tioga Indians here live at Quebedeaux Cajun Cafe in Pineville. We'll be right back.
Wherever you are, you're there for a reason. You shouldn't have to make a trip to the branch to deposit a check. Skip the trip and use our mobile app to easily and securely deposit checks right from your phone, day or night, wherever you are or whatever you're doing. Download our mobile app today.
Hi, I'm Kimberly Harrell, Certified Residential Appraiser. I am currently a leading provider of appraisal services for mortgage lending, employee relocation, estate planning, and community property settlements. My experience in real estate over the past 13 years and currently serving as president of the Greater Central Louisiana Realtors Association has given me a clear understanding of the real estate world and the ever-changing market we live in today. For any of your valuation needs, give me, Kimberly Harrell, a call.
Is your vision just not as crisp and clear as it used to be? Are you having difficulty driving, especially at night? Are you over 40 and now needing reading glasses? If so, the trusted eye care team at Wallace Eye Associates is here to help with your family's eye care needs, just like we have been for nearly 40 years. Call Wallace Eye Associates today at 318-448-4488 to schedule your next eye evaluation.
This month, as we gather with the ones we love, let's take a moment to give thanks for the blessings in our lives. When it comes to protecting what matters most, trust those who care about your family as much as you do.
I'm Jason Hawk, your local Farm Bureau insurance agent. I'm here to help you protect what you hold dear.
Whether auto, home, or life, have peace of mind knowing that your family is covered today, tomorrow, and for years to come. So talk to Hawk at 318-791-HAWK or online at talktohawk.com and let us help you protect what matters most.
And welcome back, everybody, here to the Reservation Roundup live at Quebedeaux here on a Thursday night playoff edition here as we're going to wrap things up here with Coach Kevin Cook. And, Coach, should be a great game here for the community tomorrow night here at the Reservation. Please tell everybody, pack the house. Tell them they'll listen to you better than they'll listen to me.
Well, and another thing, everybody has to remember the most important part of this is that we don't have any say-so over the ticket situation.
Yes,
so let me explain how this works for our community. The pre-sale tickets are $12, but if you don't do that and you come to the gate, it is going to be $15. That has to be decided on by both schools. But generally, what happens in this is the LHSAA charges you an enormous percentage of the gate off the top. And then, all the expenses that occur, well, then we pay the traveling team mileage, and it's very expensive. So I think the last time we played a New Orleans team in a playoff game, we profited $230.
Wow.
So the ticket price is not necessarily reflective of something that's going to benefit football, but I want people to get their tickets early so they can save some money. And we do want people to come out. The weather is going to be nice and cool. I think the rain will be gone by then, and may just want to bring you a towel to wipe off your seat, but it means a lot more to the players when people are in the stadium. And like I said, I do realize that it was something that has to be agreed upon because the expenses are so astronomical. For events like this that we don't really make a profit at the end of the day. But it's not about that. It's just about getting the kids getting to play in the playoff game and getting to play one more game on the turf. The way the new systems work for home and away, and in just in our particular situation, this could easily be the last football game that's ever played by Tioga High School on that particular turf, which the turf was a landmark to this community and this area for a decade, until other schools caught up with it here recently this year. But, it is going to be very likely the last high school football event on that surface. And so we just want everybody to come out, support the kids, say goodbye to an era, and hopefully next season we'll be welcoming in a brand new era of a very, very high quality upgraded turf with a lot more decoration on it. But for tomorrow night's purposes, it's kind of a sentimental situation as well as a playoff game.
And your home tickets, people that have the ticket for the entire season tickets, that does not count.
The parking passes will count.
Yes.
As always, but the season tickets don't count. Your school board passes don't count. There's no way to get in without a ticket unless you're a high school football coach, and then you have a LHSAA coaching card is the only way you're allowed in. And so without a ticket, But we do want people to come. I just wanted to kind of give an explanation. I love our community. I never wanted to go to $10 ticket prices. I voted against it. And that's why I give free tickets to every elementary school kid in our area for all of our schools, so that the family is actually cheaper for a family of four to come to a high school football game than it's ever been. And, I want it to stay that way because, I want our community to know we appreciate what they do for us from a financial standpoint, and we're not out there trying to make money.
Absolutely.
So
that is it. So remember, when you get there tomorrow, if you don't buy the tickets pre-sale, it will be $15. That is not – nobody's trying to gouge you. Nobody's trying to make money off of you. That has been agreed upon. Again, that's just the way it is. It's like that across the board with every playoff game. It has to be done. So
I think ours is actually still one of the cheapest playoff games, in the state.
That's awesome.
I know just statewide, just talking to other coaches and what, what's going on. I think – our area is still the cheapest high school football you can watch.
Absolutely.
And so
we appreciate everybody. Look, of course, as long as Tioga goes, the Reservation Roundup goes. So hopefully, and I believe we will see you next Thursday night here at Quebedeaux here talking about next week's matchup after this big win tomorrow night. So stay tuned for that. Big game tomorrow night, Coach. Good luck for you and coaches and all the young men, of course. I will be there if you need it. We want you in the stadium. Make sure you come in, pack the house here, support your Tioga team. You can watch us later on after you go home, and you can go back and rewatch that thing. We want you in the stands supporting your Tioga Indians. I am Billy French, your voice of Tioga football, alongside my partner behind the camera, our producer, Chuck Perkins. Thank you, Chuck. There's Chuck.
I like it.
And this is Coach Kevin Cook of your Tioga Indians. Thank you so much for watching. We'll see you tomorrow night at the Reservation. God bless you.